all join in. And it's actually the most I think we've ever had participants for the member slideshow. But it's pretty fantastic, something that we'll all enjoy tonight. We'll be sitting back and enjoying the evening of incredible pictures of local photographers and not so local photographers. And I think it's just going to be a delight to sit around and with your beverage of choice and enjoy the evening. So we're going to get going because we do have a lot to show. But Mary would like to talk about the upcoming Christmas bird counts. So Mary, you want to talk about those?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, I'm gonna share my screen right now. The Chico Christmas bird count is going to be January 2nd this year. So far we have Jennifer will be doing the Bruce Road area. Mike Fisher is going to be doing Neil Road landfill area. Who's doing Indian fishery? I already forgot. Vic and Ruth are going to do east of Cohasset. And Indian fisheries is, somebody has that. Oh, Joseph and John All. So we still have north of Highway 32, Oxidation Ponds, Santos Road, Upper Park North, Upper Park South, and Lower Park and the avenues to do. So if anybody wants to join up, just send me an email. We'll put you in there. And I think that's all I need to talk about.
All right, good. So we're going to go ahead. It looks like we have quite a group of people zooming in right now because they are excited to see the photos. We are going to start with George Riley. He's got photos downloaded as a PowerPoint, and then Mary's going to go ahead and start showing them. And that's all I have to say. You need to go ahead and enjoy the evening.
Okay, George, can you see the screen?
Yeah, but I can see your screen, but it's blank.
It's blank.
There we go.
You got it?
Okay. All right. So this is my Mary's going to control the slides here. This is most of these birds obviously were taken in California because I haven't gone too many places, but the first few were taken up by Crater Lake. And this bird is one of my favorites because of the bill. This is a red crossbill. There's a blind up by Crater Lake. That's pretty awesome. There's a little bit of water and then a blind, and it attracts quite a few birds. So the first one is the red crossbill. Next, that's a pygmy nuthatch. Next,
White-breasted nuthatch or a pygmy?
Pinion jay.
Yeah, that was a pygmy nuthatch, right? Back there.
What's that?
I think somebody asked if it was a pygmy or a white-breasted, but that's a pygmy nuthatch. Okay. Pinion jay.
Yeah, it's a pygmy. Pinion jay. And then the next one, this was actually taken at Crater Lake, and it was raining, and it's a Canada jay. It looks kind of unhappy, but at any rate, I thought it was pretty neat in the rain there. Next. And this is over at the coast. This is a black oyster catcher. This is by Bodega Bay. Next.
Nice picture.
Thanks. This is a spotted owl taken by Arcata. There's a program there to try to keep them going, so they're relatively tame. Next. This is a Wilson's phalarope taken up by Alturas. Next. And this was also by Alturas. It was a red-naped and a red-breasted sapsucker that looked like they were in silent communication there.
Do you think they were a pair or were they fighting?
No, they were just hanging out there. They weren't fighting. I don't know what they were doing, but and this was up by Butte Meadows. That's a red-breasted sapsucker, and it looks like it's his favorite tree there. He's really done quite a bit of work on that tree. Next. And this is also by Butte Meadows. This is a mountain quail. Next. That's a evening grosbeak right in the meadows between Butte Meadows and Jonesville. Next. Thanks, dear.
Whoops, hold on a sec. It's not.
What's that?
Some reason it's not going to the next page. Oops, now it went to 2. Okay, there we go.
And this is a hermit warbler up by Mineral. There, it hangs out by the creek up there, Battle Creek.
So cute.
Yeah, it is, isn't it? Next.
Okay, hold on.
And this is a red-breasted nuthatch. I don't remember where I took it. And this was up by Jonesville, a pileated woodpecker, right by the parking lot there.
Oh yeah, nice.
And this was right at the park, at the snowmobile parking lot there. A white-headed woodpecker stuck his head out of the hole there.
Was that short little tree that's there?
Yeah, I think it's on the east side of the parking lot there.
Yeah, I think I've seen them nesting in there before.
Uh-huh. And this was over on Bidwell Avenue, anyway, you know what I'm trying to say.
Great horned owls.
Great horned owl, there you go. Thanks, John. They were nesting on Bidwell Avenue there, very close to Mauricio.
Mm-hmm.
Next.
Oh,
And that
nice.
was a short-eared owl.
Wow.
That was north of town, I think. Next. Yeah. Thanks.
That's a beautiful shot.
Oh, thanks. That's a long-bill curlew, and that was at 7 Mile, or at Llano Seco.
Great shot.
Thanks.
Ooh.
And this is the upper park. It's a violet,
Violet.
violet green swallow.
That's beautiful.
I know, it was a great picture.
Wow.
Thank you. And these next couple were taken in the wildflowers north of town. This is a tricolor blackbird. And then the next one is a brewer's blackbird.
Nice.
Oh, look at the flowers.
Yeah. Next. And that's in the upper park, an ash-throated flycatcher. Next.
Seven beautiful lines.
And this was right on Princeton Road. There was a bunch of Wilson snipes in one of the rice fields that they were flooding. And we came back the next day and the water level was different and they were all gone.
George, how many were there?
There was about 6 or 7.
Wow, that's a
Right
good
in,
number.
right in a small little area that seemed like they just loved the depth of the water. And then as they flooded it more, and there were none.
Yeah, usually you only see 1 or 2, but that's
Yeah.
a lot. Yeah.
Next. Okay, and this was at Sacramento Wildlife. That's a Sora.
I've taken
Next.
50 pictures of that stuff.
And then a Virginia rail at the same place. And a hooded oriole north of town in an almond orchard.
Yeah, look at those colors. Beautiful.
The blue background's really great.
And this was a just north of town. There's a mulberry tree, and there was a bunch of birds, including this black-headed grosbeak. And this was out at the river, a osprey with his breakfast or lunch on lunch.
Nice.
That's great.
That's a unique picture.
Yeah, it was. This one
And
too.
this one is at that's out at Llano Seco. There's some Lawrence's goldfinches that hang out by the back observation there with those just some mustard and fiddleneck.
Oh, I like those. We should go out there and see them.
And
House finch.
this is just a common house finch enjoying the dogwood there. And maybe since there's so many of us, maybe I'll stop at that
Okay.
point.
Oh,
Nice.
nice.
That was excellent,
Okay.
George. That was beautiful. Yeah, great shots, George.
Thank you, beautiful.
Awesome.
That was great. How much more do you have? They're so good.
I got about 6 more.
Yeah, you can continue.
Fine.
All right.
Go, George.
What
This
is
was,
this?
this was in my backyard. It's a Buick's Wren.
Oh, yeah,
Next.
Hmm.
And that is
Wow.
turkey. And this was up by Canyon Oaks. And I thought that when I looked up Lex, they said that turkeys aren't in Lex. They do it individually, but there was about 5 or 6 of them all showing off like this.
Wow.
Wow.
Hmm.
That's really impressive.
And this
That's
was
like-
just the blue morph, the dark morph of the snow goose. That was at Sacramento.
Wow.
That's a ringneck duck. And these you can go rather quick.
Oh.
There's 3 of them right in a row. It's just pretty amazing.
Oh,
Down the hatch.
Yeah. Down the hatch is right. Pretty amazing that they can digest that whole thing. They
Here's
got
the
a pretty
Buick
tough
swing
pellet.
up.
Just
More.
landing on a happy note with this shrimp.
Oh,
And that's it.
all right.
Happy
Thank you.
Hanukkah, everybody.
That's the
Yeah.
nice singing marsh around there.
thank you, George. That
Thank
was
you,
great.
George.
A nice start to the evening, that's for sure.
Mhm.
Anyway, there's some nice comments coming in under the chat.
Now, if you wanna
Yeah, Larry wanted to know where you found the
make a
pinion,
comment,
Jay.
you can go to chat.
So anyway,
That was up by Crater Lake.
Ah,
all right. Good start again. Okay, I think, yeah, please make your comments through chat and we will then, at the end, the photographer can answer some questions real quick.
Okay, so John Sade is up.
So, our next photographer is John. Yep, John C.
It says the host disabled the screen sharing.
I did. Hold on, let me see.
Is it personal, Mary?
Okay, try again. I put multiple participants.
Okay.
There you go.
Oh,
Wow.
Here we go.
there we go.
Hang on.
Yeah.
Anyway, that was great, George. I'm just going to blast through. They're all pretty local. Sacramento Wildlife Refuge. Same with this one. There's one place where you can see all the teals.
Cinnamon teal.
can you move your cursor?
Oh, yeah. I'm sorry.
Thank you.
Okay.
Great shot.
And maybe
And-
say the name of the birds for the other people who are on.
Is this?
Okay. An ibis, but the reason I just love some of the backgrounds make the whole shot too. So I like the background on this.
Yeah, nice.
And then why won't it just doesn't seem to, I'm kind of frozen here, Mary. Oh, here we go. Okay, never mind.
Yeah.
Ooh.
This was at the coast,
Peregrine?
Bodega Bay, Peregrine falcon,
Wow.
pretty close.
Yeah.
This is down in Santa Cruz. There's at the university, there's a hummingbird trail at the Arboretum.
Oh,
Again, I like the colors as they go together with the
Yeah.
hummingbird. Very nice.
very nice.
Sacramento Wildlife Refuge, right out the window. This is from the kayak. Joan and I go kayaking quite a bit on the river and through the creeks. But even though we've seen a million of them, you can't not
What
take a
is that
picture.
one?
Great egret.
Yeah, great egret. This is a peregrine falcon at Point Reyes. Up by the lighthouse, there's a pair that hangs out up there.
Wow.
That's the ocean behind it. And this is a female, you help me here, it's just a female.
Red wing. Black
Red
wing.
wing.
Thank you. And this is Llano Seco. Again, I go for the colors.
He's good.
At the river, of course, our osprey friends. Many of them out there. This one, I took it right near Llano Seco on the road on 7 Mile Lane. It was on a telephone pole where the power line's eating, and then it just took off. And
Got a coot.
I wanted to use
Got
it
a
for
Looks like a coot.
Christmas
Yeah,
card.
those are coot legs.
Yeah, it's good.
Oh. Oh, it looks devilish, you know?
Yeah, we're not going to use it on the Christmas card. But
No.
Ooh.
this is a male harrier, and it's up by 7 Lassen. And I don't know why we don't see more males, but this was just hunting along the road. It was nice. I got a bunch of shots. This is a little spotted sandpiper
Oh, good
Oh.
out
shot.
at the river. I like the pink underbelly.
Yeah,
Very cute.
very cute.
And the State's Phoebe with a dragonfly.
Wow.
Oh,
7 Mile Lane, or I mean, up by Lassen.
a says Phoebe.
This was at the platform at Yano. I think George was there, but it's a redhead that just happened to land and the reflection was great. I hadn't seen a redhead before out there.
Huh.
I hope it's a redhead.
Yeah.
All right,
Yeah, it
thanks. Mauricio, you tell me. This is a Merlin up on Lassen. There's quite a few Merlins, but they don't usually stick around, but I liked it. It was launching.
Yeah.
Yeah, nice shot.
This was on 7 Mile Lane down farther. For a
Mm.
couple of days, there was one in a tree right on the side of the road.
Is that a
Great
great
horned owl.
Mhm.
Another Merlin eating.
Oh. Ooh.
And this looks like I'm flying with them.
Oh, yeah.
Beautiful. Yeah,
Yeah.
beautiful shot, John.
Thank you.
Really nice.
This is out at Gray Lodge. And
Wow.
there's a rookery out there that you walk out to. George and I have been out there, and Joan. But
It's
way up there was
snowy.
Snowy.
beautiful. It's actually a great one, isn't it?
That's a
Great.
great, yeah.
Yeah.
great.
Look at
And
the
this is from the kayak, Kingfisher. Hard to get shots of them. They're real skittish.
And
Just
quick.
Get away from them. This was in the kayak on Big Chico Creek, and the light was good, and everything worked on this
Yeah.
Yeah.
wood duck.
Mm.
And we found an eagle's nest off Highway 36 that we went back and visited in the springtime, and this was one of the eagles. There was two eaglets in there. This was on Pine Creek near Scotty's, right at Scotty's actually. Scotty's is a good place to go down and just sit on the lawn, and everything goes by you, otters and all
What's it
kinds of
got
stuff.
there?
So it's a fish. It's a perch, I think.
Mm.
This is a hummingbird that was in my backyard, and I have a little fountain, and then I just sort of blacked out the rest of the background. But I like it.
Beautiful.
That's from the back, right?
Mhm.
From the back, yeah. And this is at the coast with ravens. That we're doing this whole. It was very playful. There was a whole bunch of them doing these aerobatics, which was fascinating.
Mhm.
Upside down, but I liked it.
Good.
This is a distant shot of the cranes earlier
Oh,
this
wow.
year at Yano, way out there, so it's very far away.
Nice.
Yeah.
But I love them when they do that. And then I did the same thing with this, only just turned them into black and white. It's
Wow.
different effect.
Wow. That's really cool.
That is really nice.
And this is our favorite character up on Lassen Road, one of them. I
Oh,
can't
burrowing.
go by burrowing owls without taking a picture, even though I've got lots of them.
Me either.
Yeah, I know, it's impossible, but yeah, we have many, hundreds of little burrowing. Here's a, on Lassen Road also, just a flicker coming across the bridge.
Very nice.
Mhm.
This is at Point Reyes. It's just a red-tailed hawk, I think, but I
It's
just
a
like it
juvie,
so much.
juvie red tail.
Okay, yeah, and this was taken at a very high ISO out at Yano. I think it's the resident shrike out there, but it was early in the morning and I liked it.
Beautiful shot.
Yeah.
A couple of pintails coming in.
It's a great view.
I know, it's pretty cool.
He's-
And this is a harrier, a female that was just out the other day.
Yay.
Perched.
Nice
So
job.
thank you.
Great.
Great, John.
Great, John.
Beautiful pictures, John.
Thank you. Fabulous.
John, there was a question from Carol Anderson on the hummingbird. Which one was it? Was it Allen's or
The first one.
Yeah, she said Allen's. Is that right, Mary?
From the first one? Well, you were in Santa Cruz, I think you said?
Yes, yes.
Probably
It could
Allen's.
easily be Allen's in Santa Cruz, yeah. I couldn't tell for sure.
You could be
Hey,
both.
John, Hey, John, you mentioned on the Shrike, you mentioned a high ISO. What is that exactly?
It's when you don't have enough light and you have to push your camera, the speed of the film up, and it usually comes out very grainy. So there's a challenge to taking very low light pictures. And that one came out actually pretty good. So anyway, that's why I mentioned it.
Okay, yeah, no, it's a marvelous picture. Yeah,
Very good,
wonderful.
John. That's great. And we're doing well and moving right along. And we're going to end up having Joan Robbins next.
Joan Robbins.
Okay,
Yeah.
yes. John, I loved every one of those. George, you too. Let's see, I'm going to share my screen. Okay, I put in some exotic ones just for fun.
Oh,
Let's see. This was in Antarctica, emperor penguins.
Wow.
And the light there is unbelievable, it's so crystal clear.
wow.
Wow.
That looks like a painting. Oh,
Yeah, it is. I can't describe the air. There's no junk in it at all.
yeah. Amazing.
Yeah. This is not so exotic. This is San Rafael. I just hung out and watched this mama feed her babies over and over again.
Beautiful.
Free swallow.
And this is up in Montana on Flathead Lake. This young eaglet was curious about the houses along the shore, and all of a sudden the sprinklers went on and he started playing in it, and I caught a whole sequence of pictures of jumping on it, biting it, and having fun. It was great.
Wow.
And this is on the coast. Just happened to catch this brown pelican on his way.
Surfing.
Looked like he was surfing.
Yeah.
It's one of my favorites.
Surfing.
Amazing.
And this is in Costa Rica, red-legged honey creeper. I think I just love the name. I love the bird. I love the colors.
Yeah,
Beautiful. Oh, incredible.
great bird.
Yeah.
Amazing.
And okay, now we're local. This is on Pine Creek, green heron having lunch. I think it's some kind of little crawfish.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love the reflection.
And yeah, the reflection. I have to move this. Okay. A sage thrasher up in near Red Bluff. I love that little bird. I took 1,000 pictures of it. I don't know why. The colors and the colors of the rock and how they blend. This
Oh, you
is
did
in
Red
Upper
Bluff.
Bidwell.
Ooh.
Pardon me?
I didn't know there were sage thrashers near Red Bluff.
No,
Cool.
I think Michelle Swarthouse, however you pronounce her last name, found them, and I ran out there, and there he was.
Wow, cool.
Red shoulder hawk. This is Upper Bidwell Park. Unfortunately, that nest blew down. Oh, and Mary, thank you so much for taking me to see this little owl. That was
You're welcome.
so wonderful.
Hmm.
That little small owl. And this is kayaking with John, early morning with the sunlight hitting the creek.
Wood duck chicks.
Three wood duck, young ones.
Wow. Very cute. Very cool.
Yeah, and this is a Sacramento wildlife.
Oh,
Mama, the baby's peeking out.
oh, that's
Was that this year? Was that this year, Joe?
Yes,
Yeah.
this year, yes. There was always a line of cars taking pictures of these little ones. It was
very
wonderful.
cute. Oh,
Very nice. Mm.
And this is up at the coast at Fort Bragg. I just got this oyster catcher on a wall of shells
oh, wow.
Hmm.
with the waves breaking behind him. It was just one of those moments
I love those kinds of moments where it all comes together. Mono Seco, again, the three of them flying together. The pictures on either side of this picture, because I took a long burst, were terrible. But this one, all of a sudden, you know, all lined up, just came together.
Mm.
And this is that same Merlin that John had out on Lassen Road. Very photogenic fellow.
Mhm.
This was, I swear there were lots of snow geese at Llano Seco, but they haven't been around lately. But we had thousands of them. That was a wonderful liftoff.
Mhm.
And here's our friend from the Maxwell Cemetery.
Oh,
I really,
remember him?
yeah, Vermilion flycatcher. I really think he enjoys teasing the photographers. He's used to them. You know, for 6 years,
Show
I've
off.
been taking pictures of him, and he goes from tree to tree and waits until you get there. You take a few pictures, and then he'll fly off to another tree and pose.
Yeah, makes you wonder how old he is, huh?
No.
I know, he's getting old. And this is at the Oroville Fish Hatchery, just a eagle passing by, scaring off everybody.
Uh-huh.
And here is Sacramento Wildlife. I was just sitting in my car next to that channel to approach the platform, and this guy was using a rather large minnow or fish.
Wow.
He got it down. And this was at the Sacramento Wildlife Refuge.
Mm.
John and I were looking for something else and found these bluet dragonflies. I know it's not a bird, but they fly.
Yeah.
And that's it.
Oh, very nice.
Wow.
Yay.
Very nice, Joan.
Excellent.
Thank you, Joan. Yeah. Well, what I'm noticing too, there's a lot of background noise. So I know all of us are oohing and awing. So it's probably best most of you mute yourself. And then if you do want to make a comment, just unmute and talk or do a chat question or a comment. So anyway, that's kind of the atmosphere with these Zoom programs at the moment. But Joan did excellent photos again. It's great to see some amazing local photos, but a lot of these people too have traveled. So, I mean, those penguins, her first photo was just incredible. So we're lucky to see these tonight. So thank you, Joan.
You're welcome. Welcome. My pleasure.
So Larry Jordan, he's from the Win2 Audubon chapter from Reading, and he is going to join us tonight, and he's up and running. There you go, Larry.
Yeah, how do I follow that? Can you you can't see that yet, right?
Not yet.
Okay, I forgot to share my screen first.
All
right. Where am I here? Am I still on?
We can see you, but your screen's not showing up.
Okay. Oh, there we go. Okay. Can you see it now?
Nope. It's looking better.
There should be a big Anna's hummingbird on the screen.
We see an ocean view. I do with your Gmail.
There
Oh,
you go.
there you go. Okay. We have it.
You have it?
Yep.
Okay. So that was Anna's hummingbird in my yard feeding on a red yucca. And this is a little black-headed grosbeak fledgling by the pond in my yard, a male. Its hermit warbler is pale in comparison to
I don't have the light for this.
to the others that were shown, but I put this in here because this was up at the Lassen Park when we were all watching the birds at the dripping water
Maybe.
faucet.
Hopefully I won't.
Yellow warbler at my pond. This is a common yellowthroat. I didn't know what it was when I took the photograph, but it's on Sacramento River at Henderson open space. And a Wilson's warbler at the same location. A young male looks like. This is a Wilson's warbler. I mean, sorry, a warbling vireo. Did I mistake the Wilson's warbler? This is the Wilson's warbler at Henderson open space. And warbling vireo is in my yard at my water feature. Burrowing owl I found at, this was at Wild Horse Golf Course several years ago. I don't think they're there anymore. But like John said, I can't pass up a burrowing owl when they're in view. Gadwall at, I think this is it, was at Calusa, male gadwall. And if you get a male bufflehead in your sights with the proper light, you can see all these multiple colors.
Very nice.
And this is a female bufflehead at Lassen National Park. They nest there, and they're cavity nesters like a lot of like mergansers are and buffleheads. She was this was after the season was over, and she already raised her chicks. She was looking for a nesting site for the next season. She's about 50 feet up there in an old ponderosa pine.
Wow.
Male Eurasian widgeon. This was taken in Reading in one of the sloughs there. And a male your evening grosbeak and breeding plumage. This was also on my water feature in my backyard. This, you know, I've got tons of red-tailed hawk photos, of course, but this was on the auto tour at Calusa. I think it was earlier this year or last year, but I just love the colors in it. I kind of have affinity to raptors when they're looking at me. This is a ferruginous hawk in on Rat Farm Road in Fall River Mills, where we'll be headed soon for the Christmas bird count coming up this Saturday.
That's not Fall River Mills.
Rough-legged hawk, also up Rat Farm Road. This was several years ago on one of the Christmas bird counts up there. Fall River up on Rat Farm Road is a good place to see all these wintering raptors. Northern Harrier in flight. I took this, I believe it was from the blind on Delavan. You know, I don't know if you photographers know this, but there are 4 blinds at the local wildlife refuge. There's 2 at Sacramento. There's one at Delavan and one at Calusa. This peregrine falcon was, I believe, the first time I was in the blind at Sacramento National Wildlife Refuge. And he perched in the snag there, and so I got several good shots of this guy. Golden crowned sparrow. This was taken over east of Reading area. Some of you might recognize this tanager at the water fountain at Lassen National Park when we had our outing.
Oh, yes, I remember that.
Yeah, everybody sat around and watched all the birds come to the only water source probably in miles.
Yeah.
This is also from Lassen. This is a dipper feeding its young in the nest there, right on on the King River.
King Creek.
Green heron. This guy was nesting up in a tree in this guy's backyard. He called and said he had this bird's nesting in the tree behind his house. He thought was an American bittern. I said, well, that's probably not very likely since they don't nest in trees. But I went to his house and he let me take a lot of photographs of this heron raising its chicks. Horned lark looking exceptionally horny.
It's a great picture.
Yeah.
And then this Lawrence's goldfinch was found north of south of Whiskeytown Lake. So I went out there searching for this guy and found him and some lazuli buntings. Does anybody have an idea what these are?
Darling.
No. This is a nest box of northern flickers.
Wow.
Interesting. Hmm.
Well, it's got long-billed curlew out at Sutro Baths in the Bay Area, and a white-faced ibis at the platform at Calusa National Wildlife Refuge. Are those flipping back and forth?
I'm having a little trouble. The speech and the pictures don't line up.
Oh, so it's being delayed?
You're talking long before we see the picture of the bird.
Oh, that's not good. So do you see the white-faced ibis?
I do see that now, yes.
Oh, okay. I guess I'll have to go slower, huh? I don't know.
I'm just trying to hold on to the description you're giving me until the picture shows up.
So what do you see now?
Shovelers.
Shovelers.
Northern shovelers. This is a pair doing their feeding behavior where they circle each other and stir up with a whirlpool, they stir up the stuff from the bottom. Next picture, do you see that? Pacific slope flycatcher.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, this was on the Sacramento River also. And back to Lassen Park, this pygmy nuthatch, they're nesting in a tree there, right on literally right on the trail going around Manzanita Lake. I found this female ruddy duck nesting on Mary Lake right here in Reading.
Oh, there it is.
Where's Mary Lake?
Mary Lake is just about, I don't know, 6 or 8 miles west of downtown Reading. The small lake there in a housing community. Probably a lot of people have seen this snowy egret. It hangs out at the last corner at Sacramento National Wildlife Refuge where the dam is, where the overspill is. There's almost always a snowy egret there fishing.
Yep.
I don't know, Jennifer might remember this photo. This is from one of our last Lassen Park outings a few years ago of a spotted sandpiper
Oh.
chick that was bobbing along the creek at Hat Lake.
Oh, yeah, that was cute.
Darling.
I don't think that's the first time I've ever seen a young one.
Yeah. Do you see this Lewis's woodpecker now?
Yep.
Now I do.
Wow, okay, I didn't. So that must have been really confusing at the beginning. I apologize for that because they're popping up on my screen. This is actually on the road in Oak Run. Lewis's woodpeckers nest up here near Oak Run in the big oaks by the creek there. And some of you who were in Lassen at the Audubon outing there at Lassen Park, this is a male Williamson sapsucker where they're nesting there.
Larry, were they in that same tree or they were somewhere
They're in the
different?
same trees. Remember, somebody came back and said the Williamson sapsuckers weren't there anymore. There was a flicker there.
Hmm.
Well, it was probably this female sapsucker in this photograph here.
Oh, okay.
Because I went back to the tree and shot some images, including this one here of the female Williamson sapsucker.
Yeah, look at the entrance hole and the way they chipped away to make it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's great.
Another Wilson snipe from Wilson snipe level. And this is the current yellow-bellied sapsucker that was found at Lima Ranch. He'll probably hang around this sap tree for quite a while until it gets, I don't know if he's going to be there once it gets really cold, but he's still there as far as I know. He's been there for a couple of weeks now. And then I put in this last photograph just because, oh, this isn't it. There's one more after this. This is a juvenile turkey vulture, and I just kind of like the, I just like the view. And then I was taking photographs of a red-tailed hawk nest on a high power line a few years back. And this hawk was resting on the high power tower, and this Bullock's oriole came around and just sat there for a few minutes. They looked at each other, and then the oriole flew off eventually.
Oh, that looks great. What a combination. Well, thank you,
That's
Larry.
it for me.
Yeah,
Larry.
thank you.
I have a question. Did you make your water feature or did you buy it?
I made it. They're huge rocks. There's a couple of rocks that are about 6 feet by 4 or 5 feet. I had a backhoe driver bring them in just from the local area. I live in an area that's got a lot of surface rocks that were blown out of Lassen when it erupted. And so I went around to my neighbors asking them if I could take some of the rocks off their property. And of course they all said, yeah, take as many as you want. So I had them bring over, and then this guy helped me. I should have put a photograph of my water feature in there, but yeah, they're pretty easy to build.
Yeah, I'd love to see a picture of your water feature at some point.
Yeah. That would be great, Larry. Thank you. And actually, I'm kind of missing the oohs and ahs. I kind of mentioned everyone should mute each other, but if you want to ooh and ah, maybe you can turn your volume down. But yeah, you can't help but ooh and ah at all these photos. Thanks, Larry. Okay, so up next, this is a photographer, and I've become a friend of hers, Mary Ellen Campbell. She actually lives over in Little River near Mendocino, and I met her this summer and we camped. And she's a friend of Tess McGuire. Some of you know her. She lives over in Little River too. But what I found out about Mary Ellen Campbell is she's pretty much traveled all over the world. So I think we're going to see a nice combination of stuff. Plus, she's a retired art teacher. So I think a few pictures too involved. So Mary Campbell, join in and we will be delighted to see what you have to share.
Hi, nice to meet you all. I'm a neophyte birder, but I do travel a lot, so I take a lot of bird pictures, and I will show you some of those and some of my bird paintings now.
That would be great.
How much time I have on, I mean,
As my screen sharing is paused, can you see anything?
Yeah, we can see it. Your slides are all lined up on the left side though, instead of the full screen. There you go.
Okay. So I'm just showing pictures from 2 trips, one to Australia in 2018 and one to East Africa this past January and February before COVID hit. And I had artist residencies in both places. So I started painting birds or drawing birds while I was on the residencies. So these are the birds, first from Australia. I went for a week in Darwin, Kakadu National Park area, which was pretty much water, and then dry places in the outback. And then my residency was in Townsville on the East Coast. So those birds, they are pretty much town birds that I saw, which were pretty interesting in Australia. This is the blue-faced honeyeater. He's pretty much like our blackbirds, a very scavenger-ish type birds. They come and eat your toast if you leave it on your cafe table too long. But they're really beautiful with this very iridescent green around their eyes and green on their backs. And this was a little sketchbook I was doing where I did birds or flora or fauna every day. The rainbow bee eater just hangs out on the wires. Really beautiful, very exotic looking bird, but he's a townie in this case. The helmeted friar bird was pretty unusual, with this very large head and this little skinny neck. And he was eating a mango right over my head, so that made it easy for me to sit and draw him.
I like the name.
The comb-crested jacana are birds that kind of walk on the water lilies in the lakes. And I did this when I was out kayaking. I didn't actually draw him while I was kayaking, but I did take the photographs. And they were just walking all around my kayak. It was pretty cool. The brolga is, I guess, a type of crane, but they don't call them that in Australia. They just call them brolgas, and they're kind of prehistoric looking, very big bird. And then there's lots of lorikeets. The ones that were closest to me, the rainbow lorikeets were always hanging out in a tree right across the street, eating the berries off the tree. So they were pretty common, beautiful, colorful bird. And then the musk lorikeet just showed up one day, a little bit different facial coloring.
Wow.
And then I would walk to the park down the couple of blocks away and always pass this group of stone curlews. And they were great to photograph because as soon as they saw somebody, they just stood still pretending you couldn't see them. And so got a lot of good shots of those guys. But they would do that in the middle of the road too. It was pretty funny, you know, they'd walk out and stand in the middle of traffic and not move. And then there were quite a few masked lapwings running around park-like settings. And again, you could get really close to them. The Australian magpie, the big guy on the right side, which is actually a chick, would come and have breakfast with us every day and pick out some of the seeds from the muesli that we were eating on the patio. And then the adult is on the other side. And then the one down at the bottom would walk into my studio up to a floor-to-ceiling mirror that was there and peck at the mirror and fight with the other bird in the mirror and then walk out the door again. He just walked in and out of the door. It was pretty funny. Very, very friendly birds. The fig bird would be hanging out with Laura Keats in the tree across the street. Kind of a interesting looking. They're very colorful birds over there. So there's a male and there's I'm not sure if it's a female or a juvenile, the one with the spotted chest. The noisy miner was extremely common. I thought it was a kind of really interesting looking bird. But the Australians don't seem to like them very much. I guess I don't know, maybe they chase the other birds and things like that. And then the sunbird down at the bottom, he would come and, again, right outside my window, visit the different flowers that were out there.
Beautiful face pattern.
Yeah. And of course, there were always lots of cockatoo type birds. These are little corellas, and they were up in the Darwin, Kakadu area, Northern Australia, and always big flocks. The black-necked stork was really an interesting looking bird. And if you notice his feet, he kind of sits on his ankles in the grass as opposed to standing on his feet. It's interesting stance. But I saw them doing that quite a few times.
How tall are those storks? Are they?
Oh, they're pretty tall. About 3 feet, 3 to 4 feet tall. Yeah.
You don't want to get too near it with that bill.
Yeah. Lots of white-bellied sea eagles. I took a couple of river trips, so I would see these birds along the river. And the azure kingfisher, this one you can see the water is still on it. It had just flown out of the water. Very little guy. Swamp hens that kind of look like ours, colorful. The little pied cormorant is different from our cormorants, and the white-faced heron is slightly different from our great blue, and then the magpie goose with the big bumps on their heads. So those are my some of my Australian birds. And then this year when I went to Ethiopia and Kenya, my residency was in Kenya, so I'm showing the birds from Kenya. I was right near Mount Kenya, just below Mount Kenya, in central Kenya. And then when I finished my residency, I took a safari in Masai Mara Reserve. So this is the view from where I was staying for 6 weeks. And that's Mount Kenya there. This is the second highest mountain in Africa after Mount Kilimanjaro. And the top point goes up to 17,057 feet. Yeah, that was my backyard. Pretty neat. And this was the hut I stayed in, and there were bird feeders all over the place. So I got to sit in that little table and chair in the front of my hut and paint the birds.
Nice.
The picture on the lower right side, the big landscape, shows you kind of the environment that we were in. We were at around between 5,000 and 6,000 feet. So I did a little Birds of Kenya book. This is a variable sunbird. And the book is an accordion or concertina bound book. And the bird paintings are on the front. And then I wrote haiku about all of the birds that go on the back.
That's wonderful.
So this little guy was one of our ones that was around a lot. There were a lot of them around, but they were really cute. And the males have the red cheek. The females look kind of just like them, but without the red cheek. And and I like the little fluffy guy up there. I'm not sure why he's fluffy, but it was really cute. But yeah, cute little birds. The Speaks Weaver, the Weaver birds, you can see it making a nest, and that was right near our dining area where we could sit and watch the weavers making their nests, and then this one had young in the nest. And the Somali sparrow. The lesser striped swallow, the one on the bottom right with his mouth full of mud was making a nest right over my door. So I had mud constantly falling down, going in and out of my door, and mud on my feet and stuff when that they would drop. They took at least 3 weeks to build their nest over the door. And both the male and female look similar. And they were both building their nest. Oxpecker was just kind of hanging out there. I've seen many oxpeckers on water buffalo and zebra, but this one would just come and visit and drink out of little pools that collected in the stones. And then there's the red-billed firefinch. So we got the 2 red-billed birds here. There were a lot of doves and pigeons. A speckled pigeon here, which interesting eye colors, and the red-eyed dove. And then there was an emerald-backed dove, but I couldn't get a good picture of it, but there were quite a few of them. As soon as they saw me coming, they'd dive into the woods. These were a little less known. They kind of just showed up and didn't see them that often. The white-eyed slaty flycatcher, the yellow-crowned bishop, and the village indigo bird. And there was a lot of cactus there. The birds seemed to like to perch on the cactus. Here's the variable sunbird and the beautiful sunbird. And they were very common. Lots of flowers for them. The speckled mouse bird I thought was an interesting bird. He hung out by the compost piles where actually a lot of the birds went to the compost piles and picked at them. But his tail is about twice as long as his body. It's a pretty interesting looking bird.
It looks like a big bird.
And then their starlings are really pretty. So the superb starling is probably the most common, but it comes in orange and turquoise and blues, and really, really beautiful bird. And then the greater blue-eared starling, which is quite a bit bigger, probably twice the size of the superb. I saw every once in a while. Gorgeous birds. And that blue isn't just because the light is hitting it. That's pretty much the color that you see all the time. So these are more into the savanna area when I went to the preserves or to the Masai Mara. So the next bunch of birds are really coming from outside of Olapangi. The lilac-breasted rolla I'd seen in other parts of Africa. You know, one of my favorite birds. I think it's the national bird of Zimbabwe. The rufous-crowned roller was a new one for me. I hadn't seen that one before, but again, very, very colorful. There were quite a few hawks. This one was really flying around us one day. Got lots of nice pictures. Helmeted guinea fowl. These again were in the savannas, and the Kori bustard is one of the largest birds in Africa. It's about 3 feet, 4 feet tall. Very strong bird, big strong legs. And one of my favorites, the secretary bird, again, about a 3-foot tall bird. And the crested crane I saw in a couple of different parks. It's pretty common in Kenya. It's their national bird. It's on their flag. It's quite beautiful. And I'm leaving with a female ostrich dancing in Masai Mara and the laughing hammerka. Thank you.
Wow, thank you, Mary Ellen. Oh my goodness. Fascinating to see birds in those two areas and their names and their colors and your painting. What a good combination. And so we were lucky to see that tonight, and I'm sure everyone enjoyed it. Thank you.
Thank you for sharing with us.
Okay, how do I unshare?
Right.
Okay.
Love that crane.
Yeah, beautiful crane. Thanks for inviting me.
Oh yeah, well, delighted to see those birds from other countries too. So thanks again, Mary Ellen. That was great. Now we have Lisa Winslow. She's up next. She's local and she's recently retired. So, you know, those retired folks, they get out there and start taking a lot of photos, right?
Yeah.
So anyway.
Okay, so Mary walked me through this. Mary, I go to share screen
Yeah.
and hit files or advanced.
Share screen, and it should pop up a screen with whatever you have on your open on your desktop, and then you just pick the right one.
Let's see here. Oopsie. Yeah, it's not working like it did yesterday.
Do you have it already open on your desktop?
Oh, maybe, huh? Let's see here.
If we only did Zoom every day, we all know how all this works, right?
Did that come up, Mary?
No, not yet.
Okay. So I tell you what, why don't we skip me because I have it on my desktop and I hit share and it's not coming up. So I'm try one more thing here. Everybody's patience.
So we'll see a few more seconds. JT Lewis would be up next too.
Yeah, move JT up and I'll fool with this, okay?
Okay. John, you ready? JT?
Yeah. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yes, we can.
Okay, let me hit share screen and see what happens. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. I'll hit this and see what happens. I'm not quite sure. Okay.
All right.
There we
We're
go.
getting closer. We're getting closer. Okay, I go down here now to right here. Okay, there we go. Let me start up. All right, can you see this?
Yeah.
All right,
We see it.
here we go.
JT Lewis, local photographer. Yay.
Here we go. Okay, everybody knows what this is, but it's not easy to get a nice clear shot of this bird. But here, this was up in Modoc 2 or 3 years ago. Now, John talked about the eagle nest that was up by in Tehama County. These are the two chicks that were in that nest. Shortly after this, one of these chicks fell out of the nest. And through good work of John and Joan, it was put in a rehab, and a few weeks later reunited with the other one, and they went on their way. I've heard since then that that tree has burnt down. I'm not sure about that's correct or not, but these were two bald eagle chicks. This is the famous black and white warbler of Butte County that lasted there for about a day out by Horseshoe Lake. It moved everywhere, and birds moved everywhere after it. So that was it. Now, a few days ago, a few of us went down to Stockton. This is not the bird, to see a black-headed gull, which is a very rare bird in the US and in California. The bird was, I got some photos of it, but it was a little bit far away from me. I remembered that when I was in Paris a few years ago, I photographed one of these. So here it is. This is a black-headed gull without a black head because it's the wrong time of the year, but this is what the bird down in Stockton looked like. Here's a shot of it flying. That's in Luxembourg Gardens in Park in Paris.
Beautiful.
Now, this bobolink was here in Butte County at the College Farms, I believe in September. It's a beautiful bird. It's not in breeding plumage here. It falls out of breeding plumage sometime in early to mid-August. But I do have a photo I took back in Ohio a couple of years ago where you can see the difference in the plumage. There it is.
Wow, totally different.
Here and here.
Oh, wow.
Now, this is an evening grosbeak, a female. I was driving back on the Midway. This is in early April. I was driving back from Durham on the Midway to Chico, and about halfway, I was driving about 40 miles an hour, and I saw this group of birds right off the highway, and I thought, my God, that looks like evening grosbeak. So I drove a little further, turned around, came back, and sure as heck, there were about between 12 and 15 evening grosbeaks feeding within inches of the highway. And every time a car would come by, they would fly off and then come back down. So I got this female and then this male right here. And this was on the valley floor in around April.
Wow, that's unusual.
Yeah, it is. And here's a gadwall male. They're beautiful birds. I think I photographed this down in a Calusa refuge, but they really are beautiful birds.
Very handsome duck.
Yeah. Now, greater white-fronted geese, this was again in around April. It was late in the season for the birds to be here. And I was walking out the trail there in Llano Seco, and I saw this group of birds ahead of me, and I thought, boy, I better get ready because they're not going to stay there very long. And that's what happened. This one took off, and there were about 8 of them, and they took off right in front of me. This is the bird up in near Mineral. This is probably one of the most beautiful Western warblers, hermit warbler. This is the first time I'd ever been able to get a reasonable shot of the bird.
Beautiful shot.
And here's one of the merlins from up in Tehama County. It wasn't on Lassen Road. It was in a road that goes north there. I think it's called Leininger. But it was late in the evening, and I got a fairly good shot of it. Now, anybody that goes down to Llano Seco, if they stay there long enough, there are so many pintail there that it's unbelievable. And they're doing these courtship flights. And you can just get, no matter how many times you go down there, you're going to get something a little different. Whoops, back. In fact, a couple of weeks ago, I was watching this one bird and I could tell just by looking at the bird that he was going to take off. And so after about 4 minutes of it, that's what he did. And I just happened to click it at the right time. This little owl, this little guy was up in the snow, and I was at a Christmas count up in Lassen County. And he was just perched. There was about 4 inches of snow on the highway. Matt Forster was with me, and I watched this bird and photographed him for 10 minutes, and it never flew away.
What is it, John?
What's that?
What owl is it?
Northern pygmy.
This is a northern pygmy.
Great
Oh.
shot.
Now, not very long ago, I was down in Gray Lodge. I was driving the tour there, and I saw this snag up ahead of me about 100 yards ahead, and it looked to me like there might have been a bird on it. And as I got closer, I saw this peregrine. And I didn't get too darn close because it did eventually fly, but you don't get them sit there like that for you very often. And this was one of my better photos ever of a phainopepla. It was over near the diversion dam. I was with Liam and Mike Scram about a month and a half ago in Orville. And again, the same affiliated woodpeckers. This was up by Butte Meadows. I was driving the same thing down the road about 30 miles an hour. And I said to myself, man, that's a big woodpecker. So I stopped and turned around, and there were a pair of them. There was this male and this female. And I photographed them for 5 minutes. Now, this is an up close red-breasted nuthatch. There's a rest stop down in the southern part of Mono County on Highway 395. And they have a little water fixture there. And birds come in from everywhere and come into this place and drink water or perch in the trees, and all various species. The only thing you have is once in a while a tour bus stops, and then you have to explain to everybody what you're doing and what the bird is. But it's a great place to go to if you're ever down there. It's just this side of the turnoff to Mammoth Lakes, right on 395. Now, what do you think this bird is? This is a Llano Seco. This is a leucistic, immature male red-winged blackbird. If you can believe that or not.
Yeah, having just the white on its collar area.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a white-colored blackbird, a new species. Now, this rose-breasted grosbeak was down at Matt Forrester's parents' home in Sutter County, and it stayed there for about, I don't know how many, 1 or 2 days. The next day after I was down there, it was gone. But it would come down to the feeders and feed along the sparrows, whatever else was there. Beautiful bird. I had a big year of Rufus hummingbirds in my yard this year, and you can't beat a nice Rufus hummingbird for color. Llano Seco, a young, it's called a coat. Sandhill crane. Now this is a black skimmers. These were not in California. This was when I was in Florida a few years ago, but they're pretty cool birds. In fact, they're real cool birds. This is a verdin. It's kind of a relative of a bush tit. It's a bird out in the southeastern part of California. and then into southern Arizona, New Mexico. It's a bird of the thorn fields or material. You can see right here the thorns in there. It's a cool little bird. It's very, very common down there. White-faced ibis down at Woodland.
That's in breeding plumage, yeah?
What's that?
In breeding plumage.
Yeah, that's why I mean, everybody has a million photos of these things, but it's in nice breeding plumage. This is the same time we were all down there looking at the glossy ibis. There was the glossy ibis down there. I have a photo of it, but it's not as nice as this, so I didn't show it up.
Feathers.
Now here's that same place in Mono County, and this is a white-headed woodpecker came out to that same water thing. It's an amazing place. I think I photographed every variation of crossbills there, just like the same kind of thing. It's an interesting place. This is our mascot, the Altacal mascot. This was out on just a few weeks ago on Nelson Road, just to the east of 7 Mile Lane. I was with Liam. He might even show one of these tonight too, but it was a beautiful bird and stayed there for quite a while, which they don't usually do.
Look at those eyes. Wow.
Yeah. Okay. Here's some more of those turkeys that were up on the Christmas count last year. They were on the hill behind, and I think George and Skip were with me. But you don't usually see them displaying like that so much. Okay, now this is my rare bird of the night. This bird, I have notes here so I can remember where they normally sing. This number one, it's a yellow-browed warbler. It's an old world warbler, not like ours over here. And they're found from Russia across to northern and eastern China, and they winter in northern China, sometimes in Japan, Southeast Asia. And this bird was in Markleeville, California, in about October of last year. The same day that I put this on eBird, I saw a report and a photograph of one being reported in Thailand. So it was gone the next day. Everybody in California went to look for this thing, and it was gone the next day.
Wow.
Now, you can't quit in the evening without, this is also over in Lassen. It was so dark, I couldn't photograph the bird, but then all of a sudden there was a last ray of sunlight, and I was probably 10 feet from this bird through the car. Chris had to back off so I could see out that side. But what I like about it is you can see the feathering on the feet and that you don't normally see when they're standing down by their little spots on the side of the road. And so there it is, the end.
Hey. Wow, that was great, John. JT.
Thank you.
Loved all those photos.
Okay, we're off. Now, do I get off? Just say, what do I do?
End share screening.
Stop share? Stop share up at the
Yeah,
top?
stop share.
All right, I can't see my cursor. Huh, interesting. Well, I know what I'll do. Down like that. And now I can stop it. Okay, there you go.
All right, thanks, JT, again. Great photos. I love that burrowing owl, though. I love the light on it, and it was a special owl for everybody here, because we can see them pretty common here. Anyway, let's see. Is Lisa ready to go, or is that going to work, Mary?
It looks like she's getting ready.
Yeah, if I can get started here.
It looks like you're sharing your screen, so we see it.
Used to look.
I know. Okay, well, are you getting the full screen?
Montana.
We see like your desktop.
Yeah, we see it in full screen.
Easy to do this.
Okay. So I'll kind of go quickly through some of these. These were taken with my little Nikon, and this is a Kaltoe right over in the tree farm. Still out at Lana Seco.
No, we don't see it yet.
What's that?
We see your desktop still. We don't see the desktop. We don't see the presentation yet.
Oh.
There's your presentation.
I think you stop share screen again, and then you start and you pick the presentation.
Oh. You don't see it, huh?
Now we still see your desktop. I think you pick the desktop to share. So go down and do the stop share. And then start share again. And,
okay.
And then pick the presentation that's open.
Oh, copy. I think it looks promising. Oh, no. Huh.
Try minimizing your desktop so that your presentation will be seen on the desktop.
You're not getting that at all?
We see your desktop again.
Oh, Jesus. Okay.
Try minimize your desktop.
Okay. I say let's go on to Asia.
Asia, you're
all right. Yeah, okay, that's fine, Lisa. Maybe it'll work eventually, but okay, we have Asia. Asia is going to share some photos tonight, and I don't think anyone's seen your photos, so it'll be interesting and fun to see what you have to share tonight, Asia.
Well, I am an enthusiastic beginner, so don't expect too much.
Are you retired?
Yeah. No, I work full time and I have 2 teenage boys at home.
All right. No wonder you need to get out and take photos. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Can you see anything?
No, we see just your you.
Oh. Well, Well, I have it on the screen. Let's see.
Did you click share screen down on the bottom?
I did. So now I'm trying to go back and I can't even find the Zoom now. I can hear you guys.
I think I'm done.
Lisa and I can race to see who can do this first. Oh, so I need to go back. I can't even see you guys now. Don't know how to go back.
Do you have the bottom bar up that has all your icons on it?
I can't even tell there's a Zoom. I don't even know where the Zoom went. Oh, what's this? Mute, stop. Oh, share screen. Desktop.
Share
Open
screen.
Share. Share screen. And it's just desktop. Share. And then it says cancel or open system preferences.
Now that's you. Do you see across the bottom a green logo that says share screen?
Yes, and when I click on that, there it says basic, advanced, and files.
Click on it for us.
Do what?
Click on that for us where it says share screen. Just click on it. See what we
I
see.
have.
Ah,
Many-
oh, wait, Lisa. Oh my God, Lisa's popped in. Okay, Lisa won. Lisa won the race.
Okay, go Lisa.
Okay, can you see that?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, I'm going to move rapidly through these. So there's a Kaltoe and the tree farm. Still at Lanaseco. At Lanaseco. Sora off of Wilbur Road.
You can slow down, Lisa.
Okay, Western Sandpiper, Mary, that was out at Point Reyes. I think he's got an injured foot.
Oh.
California quail, same spot out at Point Reyes.
Well, that's really nice. Look at that quail.
There's some gulls. We went down to, forgot the name of the beach here in Point Reyes.
Limantour.
Limantour, yeah. So there's a little Herman's gull in there with some, I think, California gulls. It was crazy. There were tons of sooty shearwaters and quite a feeding going on.
Wow.
And then we had a little snowy plover. This is back at our campsite. Mary spotted this little green heron up in the juvenile up in the tree.
Oh, that's cute.
There was 4 little babies up there.
Oh.
And we're back in Butte County, and we were actually looking for the short-billed dowitcher, and I think we got a long-billed there, but anyway. Then we're in Montana now. This is northwestern Montana, a small town called Troy. This is just a little city park, and they were just filling themselves up on little berries. Yellow-billed loon just outside of Libby, Montana. It's kind of rarity. People were coming from all over to get a look at it. There's a Vesper sparrow up by Eureka, Montana. There's a little baby spruce grouse that was up in what's called a yak, Y-A-K, very far northwestern part of Montana.
So cute.
Yeah.
And there's mama and the baby. And I'm going to try a stab at this. It worked yesterday. This is kind of right out here in Verbena Field. We got a couple kites that hang out over there. This guy's hanging on for dear life. And this is back at Limantour Beach.
How many of those? What are they? The sooty shearwaters? Yeah.
Oh, thousands. It was crazy.
Put 10,000 in eBird and didn't even get flagged.
So obviously they were feeding off something, I guess.
Yeah, they were following this, whatever they were feeding on up and down the beach.
Wow.
We had them like that down there in that place in Santa Cruz.
That was nice, Lisa. Thanks.
And last one is back to the little dowitcher.
Mm.
And a killdeer.
That's it.
Yay, Lisa.
Woo.
That was great. I'm glad you were able to share. So
Sorry about that.
Oh no, no problem. We saw some great things. I like the video idea too. So that was fun to watch. And those shearwaters, or the city shearwaters, yeah.
Yeah.
And I've been to Limantour many times, but I've never seen 10,000 of them like that. So that was something to see. All right, so who do we have here?
Asia, did you figure it out?
I don't know. I hit share screen and then I hit share and it says open system allow. Yeah. So open system preferences. And I can do that. Something about privacy.
Huh.
You know, that is on your computer. You want to get the Zoom thing. That's what you want to work with. You're
I know.
doing
I'm
prep
in the Zoom.
on your computer, and you don't have to.
And it
Because
says share screen, and it's a green button, and I click on that. And then desktop one is selected. And I hit share. And as a Zoom screen comes up, it says allow Zoom to share your screen. I can cancel or open system preferences.
Maybe open.
Just do the allow one. Click on where it says allow it.
Well, it's either click cancel or open system. There's no other choices.
Huh.
Open.
Click the lock to make. Oh, I think I might have got it.
Good.
Did something happen? I went click.
Oh, not yet.
So, Mary, did Liam chime in? Is he joined in?
I don't know if he's one of these numbers. Liam, are you on here somewhere? Liam, did you show up?
Yeah, he said he was going to. He got home early to do it.
Huh. I mean, unless he's number 576351, I don't see him on here.
Well, with some technical difficulties we've had tonight, other than that, we've had a very nice evening with incredible photos by all who joined in. We're not sure if will be able to do it or Liam here, but you're all welcome to hang in there with us if you want to see if we get the last one or two available. But if you don't,
Oh, whoa, we can see a screen.
We can see something.
Ah, there we go.
All right.
There we go.
So we have, is it Liam or?
No, I think that's Asia.
All right, Asia, is that you?
I think it
Okay.
might be William.
Here, this is Asia.
Okay, good.
All right, good.
And this is a red-tailed hawk that spent much of the summer in my backyard.
Red-shouldered?
Yeah, red-shouldered. Yeah. This is the brewer's sparrow. I don't know who first saw it, but I had just gotten a new camera that was very complicated. I had no idea how to use, and I spent 4 hours trying to learn my camera and how to figure out how to find this sparrow. And I finally got it.
Yeah. Hey, look, they're looking for you on there.
And these are, I was very excited. This is at Native Oak Trail. There's a corner of Bruce and 32. And I was taking a picture of one, and I when I took down the camera and I looked up, there were two. And I was so excited just that I'd found one. So, and I watched them for over an hour. They flew and hunted, and I saw them. It was an amazing day. And everyone loves this guy. This is a burrowing owl on the Tehama Butte County line, and I know where it lives, and I like to go see it. And my goal is to get a shot of the entire body, but it's not its goal. It has other ideas than me. This is a northern harrier. There it is taking off. And this is just Anna's hummingbird in my front yard. And I thought it turned out very nicely. You can see spider webs in the little twigs below it. And this is, I took this through my dining room table window. So this is about a foot outside the window, and it's sitting there. It's about to come to my feeder. This is over at the Sacramento Auto Drive-Through, 2 ringneck ducks. Oh, and this I took after our last big rain. It's a kind of lower Forest Ranch, upper Chico along 32. And that's a red-tailed hawk. Oh, yep. And this is on Nelson Road. Oh, this is kind of a neat bird. It's a dark-eyed junco that has a eye ring. And I sent a picture of it to Bruce Dool. I'm not sure if that's how you pronounce his last name,
Yeah.
but he shared a link, and he had one in his yard in Red Bluff last year that looks nearly identical. So it's kind of interesting.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Oh, this is a very thrush.
Ooh, nice.
Yeah, I saw it a couple weeks ago at the tree farm in Chico.
Oh, no, I've been looking
and this
and
is,
I haven't seen it there yet.
yeah, I saw it very brief. I was really lucky to get the picture. I saw it very briefly, but very well, and then I didn't see it again the rest of the time I was there. And this is at the tree farm, and it's a Say's Phoebe next to a black Phoebe. But these posts are probably at least 10 feet apart, but I walked around. So it looks like they're much closer together than they actually are.
That was a cool shot.
And the Say's Phoebe is further away, so you can see it's really quite a bit longer. Yeah, I like seeing the 2 flycatchers together. And man, I got it, and then the moment was over because the Say's Phoebe like chased the black Phoebe away. That was it.
That's a great shot.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I thought it was fun. And so that's what I have. And so I'll stop sharing.
Yeah, thank you, Asia.
Thank you, Asia. I'm glad we got to see them. That's
Hey, Mary,
great.
can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Yeah.
I just talked with Liam, and he can't connect to his Wi-Fi.
Oh,
So
okay.
he's shot. I just talked to him just after, when the problem arose. So that's what the story is.
Okay.
All
I
right.
guess
Okay.
then got everybody.
So that will conclude our evening of our members slideshow. Everyone, thank you for hanging in there for those who did. Enjoy your holidays. Next month, we're going to have a virtual tour of the Sacramento National Wildlife Refuge by Laura Haller. So, but I encourage everyone right now and the next month or two, get out to the wildlife refuges in our back roads. I mean, the birds they don't know anything about this pandemic, and it's actually the healthiest thing for all of us to do is get outside and stay safe. So thank you
So,
again. Thank you all photographers.
Jennifer?
Yes.
I put in the chat list, I put the photo of my water feature in there.
All right.
But anybody can click on it. I don't know if you can download it or if you can just see it, but
Yeah, I was
I
able
don't know
to
how.
download it.
I clicked to download it. My computer claimed it would be dangerous.
Oh, did it?
My
It's just
What a talented group of people you have in there.
Right.
That was wonderful.
Yeah, great.
Yeah.
Hello,
All the
everybody.
photographers, go ahead and read the chat. There's a lot of nice comments. So that's great.
Thank you all for sharing.
Well, thank you.
Thank you, Larry.
Great.
Thanks.
Yes, thanks.
Yeah, thanks everyone for sharing. Thank you, Jennifer, for kind of coordinating it with Mary too. Really
Yeah.
appreciate it.
Sure.
Yeah, thank you, Mary and
We'll
Jennifer.
get better every Zoom program.
Yeah.
That's right.
Everyone stay safe, healthy, enjoy. Right. Go
All right.
birds.
Bye,
All
everybody.
right.
Good
Good to see
night.
you, Mauricio.
Good night.
Bye, Leonard and Susan. Bye.
Bye.
All right, so we finally went through everybody, huh?
Okay, I'm ending the meeting.
All right. Good night, Mary. Thank you for all your help.
Good night. Bye, everybody.
Bye, Joan. Bye, Skip. Right.